Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again as the Monday Night War Stories presents the PPV War Stories. And once again for WWF, it's time for In Your House. And this time they're playing mind games. I mean, I'm sorry, the logo still is haunting my dreams. That is the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like a 3D skull with the Mankind mask on it, and it looks like the skull that they use in the upcoming Survivor Series in like 97, 98.
It's a deadly game.
I'm just rocking it right now, aren't you?
I have head games in my head because it's the closest I can get to mind games. Head games.
No, this is not a cheap imitation. Nor is the voice of a generation, the Onitoshi Jeff Mack. Except no substitutes. With me as always, Dasheen Joseph Lessel.
I just want to say, Jeff, congrats on, let's say...
I'm waiting for this.
So is he.
You know what? I'll save it for another day.
Until you remember what it is?
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay, there you go. The quality you're allowed to have here at No Cell Entertainment.
It's tough to follow that one.
Well, you'll have to try to because you are the Human Wrestling Database, Corey Mack.
I was originally supposed to be part of the championship tournament in WrestleMania 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Who are you going to work?
Well, I was supposed to be in one-man gang slot.
Ah.
But I was supposed to be Akeem.
Really?
A lot of people don't know that.
You were going to be the African Dream.
I was. I mean, I'm the one that came up with all the funky arm movements and Akeem. And then fucking they gave it to Gang because, he had working experience.
And he did look better in Dashiki.
Fuck you. That's all I'm going to say.
Did you do anything on
I ended up... Yeah, you want to know? No, not that WrestleMania. I set up the ring. But whatever.
Did you, you see the dictator in front? Did you...
Unfortunately, I did talk to the Scrotus. And, I'd rather not talk about that either. It was not a good day for me.
That's understandable.
I lost my spot.
Hopefully...
You lose your smile.
I damn near did, sir.
Well, hopefully a better day was had on September 22nd, 1996.
Not if you were watching this show. I mean, yes.
So...
I just remember it. I'll say it now. No.
Do you want me to go through the entire setup again?
I just want to say congrats, Jeff, on perfecting the art of naming this the No-Cell War Story, the PPV War Stories, because as I was going through my music today, the very first one showed up, and you're like, we're going to do something here. We're probably going to change the title.
Okay,
We'll get there. 15 pay-per-view War Stories later.
To be fair, I got it on the second one.
Yeah.
And everything afterwards. The first one, a bit of a trial run, I will admit.
It was.
But just like everything with the voice of a generation, just gets better with time.
The only thing I remember about the first one is the voice getting rather miffed that we did not like the Brett Taker match.
Oh my god.
But I changed your mind.
Not on the Royal Rumble one, dude. Oh yeah, I bumped it up a little. Yeah.
Yes.
Like a quarter.
Yeah.
Hey, it was better than people gave it credit for. I wonder if that'll happen tonight.
No.
Okay. So, why the hell are we at Mind Games, Corey?
Well, this is the very definition of a one-match pay-per-view.
Yep.
And to be perfectly honest, there's a running tradition of the September WWF/W pay-per-views being just kind of a, here you go, we're not going to put a lot of effort into this.
We did too much at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Really?
Here's a pay-per-view.
Just this one? I honestly felt like all the past 2 months Raws and all the other pay-per-views we've seen. It's
well, that's true. But I mean, go through history to all the September pay-per-views in WWF history, and you'll notice a trend. Whatever. Here you go.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's something we could salvage here.
Oh, well, there is, and we'll talk about it way late, towards the very end. And
way late.
You're right around the time the main event happens?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Other than that, let's go.
So, I will admit, I want to get this out of the way before we start the show. So, after watching Raw for the last 4 weeks, I am expecting this going in to be the dirt worst pay-per-view I've ever seen in my life. Because there's, like, no build to anything, barely even to the main event.
Those are still coming.
So, I like to preface that before we start talking about some of these matches, because I had no expectations.
Honest question. Mm-hmm. Is there ever been a pay-per-view war story in all the 15 we've done? So many. Where, all across the board, all of us are like, there's no anticipation for this show at all.
One.
There's just like,
Which one?
International Incident.
I was ironically more geeked for that one because the six-man main event at least had me like.
I was somewhat geeked for that one because of the fact that according to Corey, that's the drizzling of shit.
Yeah,
that's gonna be like.
So it's like almost like you were looking forward to it in the opposite direction. I can see where you go there. I can see where you go there. But no, this is just
this is the only one that it's been like. Oh, by the way, guys, this Sunday we have a pay-per-view.
What? We do?
We do?
I mean, they kind of tried to do that with some of the matches on Fall Brawl. Like, that wouldn't work that well.
I don't remember much of a build-up to this, except for, like, autoerotic asphyxiation with Mankind in the boiler room.
This is very true. We're coming to you from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the new Core State Center.
Ooh, the brand new spanking Core State Center.
We've gone, almost every pay-per-view we've done, the past two. There's always been all of them, a brand new arena. Welcome to the new. We don't give a fuck.
Actually, yeah, International Incident was in the brand new GM Palace.
Nope.
And then SummerSlam in brand new Gund Arena. Mm-hmm. And then this one brand new
arena.
A beautiful historic Cleveland.
Yep.
They break the streak next month when they go to Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. That is not new.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
15,000 in attendance.
Pretty good for this fucking card.
And before we get to the free-for-all,
yes,
we had some dark matches. Okay, so first match, Jake the Snake Roberts defeated Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Jesus, he can't even win a fucking dark match.
Nope. Your second match, because why put this on the pay-per-view? Farouk beats Mark Marrow.
I mean, it's not like they're wrestling tomorrow in the finals of an Intercontinental title tournament. You can put on pay-per-view.
No, that's not on pay-per-view? Okay.
Yeah.
And your third dark match, Psycho Sid defeats Vader.
What?
Well, you know, those are two up-and-comers. Name's not fitting pay-per-view, apparently.
Okay. Why are there 6 names that you could be putting on this show, but you give me Justin Hawk Bradshaw versus Savio Vega, which is a... We'll get to it. What the fuck?
Yeah. Not the... Yeah, I just can't figure it out. Why? Why the fuck are Farouk and Mark Marrow not on this goddamn pay-per-view?
Or Sid and Vader, or Austin, or Jake, or Triple H.
Are we really to the point where we're hoping Jake's going to be there in 96?
It's a name, though.
It is 86, Jake, of course.
Yeah, well, then I'm all for it. He better be on the fucking show.
96. We'll get to that. But, of course, as always, Corey.
Yeah.
You are Mr. Free-for-All?
Yes, I am.
So, tell us about the Free-for-All this time.
Well, Joe's got a vested interest in this one, as the Caribbean sensation Savio Vega takes on Rock, Never Stop, Rock, Till You Drop, Marty Jannetty.
And No Selly Award winner with Gel.
Yes.
No, he won it.
And by the way, I gotta say, Marty Jannetty here, complete no fucks given mode. This man could not look like he would rather be anywhere else other than where he is, more if he tried. I mean, my God.
So, they have a match.
They do. And it's what you would expect from Savio Vega and Marty Jannetty. Two very talented journeyman workers who are very good at what they do. And they just go out and have that match, which is, it's a 2-star special. Mm-hmm. It's not bad, but it's not good.
It's a free show.
It's a free show, and it's just everything it should be. Mm. Until Bradshaw cuts a promo in the back yelling at McMahon about how he's pissed off that he's been in the WWF for 7 months, and yet this Puerto Rican dog is on another pay-per-view.
Yes!
His words, not mine. Is on another pay-per-view.
Like mine last week.
And I quote, I assume what should have been put in there?
Yeah. And then as soon as he leaves, Jim Ross goes, Mr. Bradshaw needs to realize this is the free-for-all and it's not actually part of the pay-per-view. But then Bradshaw comes down and attacks after Vega gets the win. Mm-hmm. And it truly, it's whatever. It happened. It happened. It's there. And setting up the First match on the card now, Savio Vega taking on, I'm going to use JBL speak. This is a Caribbean strap match between Justin Hawk Bradshaw and that Puerto Rican dog, Savio Vega.
Unquote.
Unquote.
So, anything else to mention from this free-for-all?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, that's good.
Note happened other than that.
So with that, let's go ahead and start our show proper. And we start with the intro, which is the exact same Mind Games commercial we've seen on Raw the last 3 weeks. The Pray for Sean one. And then they go into a little bit more afterwards with setting up the final curtain match. And then once again setting up the main event. Because again...
Is there only 2 matches on this card?
No, there's 6 now.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Well, according to these previews, there's only 2?
Yeah, because remember there's still that... Jose Lothario versus Cornette match.
Yep.
Don't forget Mark Henry's in-ring debut against Jerry Lawler.
This is true.
Now remember, this is Mark Henry before he's even had really any kind of training.
At all.
This is literally, hey, you were in the Olympics 2 months ago. We want to capitalize on your name. Get in the ring. We'll put you with Lawler. He's a vet.
They'll put you over.
Yeah.
So... With that, we get that fucked up Mind Games logo again.
You were really on this.
I'm not a big fan of it. And we get our commentary team of Vince McMahon, Jim Ross, and Mr. Perfect. Always a good setup there. We go to the back where Savio Vega and Kevin Kelly have a nice little promo section where he says there's going to be a Caribbean strap match. That's about it.
Then he bolts to the ring like he's the ultimate freaking warrior.
So we get our first match, which is Justin Hawk Bradshaw with Zebediah versus Savio Vega in a Caribbean strap match. Remember, Savio Vega undefeated in Caribbean strap matches.
Yeah, I like how they put that in there as soon as the match starts, so you automatically know who's winning this match as soon as it starts.
Yeah. What's the point of even paying any interest in this match?
Right?
And they go, we have Bradshaw Hawk versus Savio Vega. Let me remind everybody, Savio Vega is undefeated in these strap matches, and I went...
And how many times did they say that?
Hold on. Including a win over the King of the Ring, Steve Austin. In one.
Yeah, I'm like well, winner.
Oh, by the way, they will only reiterate this 5 or 6 times during the match.
And they reiterate the ending of how they did Stone Cold and Savio.
Do you remember the end of the Stone Cold Savio one?
Yep.
I just want to make sure of that before we get to the end of this one.
Oh, I do.
I do want to point out one thing about this match.
Yeah.
Some of these strap shots
are fucking stiff.
Who's getting the receipt for that, buddy?
Okay. There was one shot in particular.
The one to Bradshaw's face?
Yes.
Yep.
The one to Bradshaw's face. I was like, oh shit. Oh.
On his fucking... We're screwing your little notes for a minute. Bradshaw's getting up.
Never go against the block.
Savio gets the strap and whoosh, right to the middle of the face.
You know that's a receipt.
I figured that was going to take out an eye.
That might be for his comment, he said.
Yeah, might be. My Puerto Rican dog, huh?
That being said, Vega runs in like a warrior, but gets whipped down like said dog because Bradshaw before Vega gets strapped in is just beating him pillar to post. He eventually hooks Vega in so he can hit a couple of the turnbuckles, but they fight to the outside. Now, when they're fighting outside the ring, one of the attendees decides to spit beer on Savio Vega.
What the hell? Fans not supposed to do that.
We're saying this normal fan.
That's the Sandman.
Oh, was it? No.
Oh, who's that sitting next to him?
Tommy Dreamer.
What is ECW doing here?
Well, I'll just go shoot-wise.
Please do.
Well, by this point, ECW and the WWF were in bed together, so to say. Yeah, WWF was subsidizing ECW with $1,000 per week, mostly to do with an upcoming superstar who's going to make his entrance into the World Wrestling Federation in a couple short months. And when he does debut, I'll go into detail about why that $1,000 a week thing is a thing.
Okay.
But unlike Eric Bischoff, who was just gutting ECW dry of all its talent, McMahon and his company wanted to use ECW as a proper farm system, so to say. Take people from there if they could use them, but also give back or maybe send some guys down there. Either way, help them out a little because it just made good business sense at the time to have them around. And this was a way to help each other. It got ECW a little bit of pub on a mainstream show, but it also got WWE some what the fuck? Some eyes over there.
Yeah.
Because they were really, I mean, ratings don't show it yet as bad as it will, but at this point, I mean, the WCW was really hurting them. So the idea to get some eyes on the product, even just for this, was something they wanted to do. So it was just we're in your hometown. This will help both sides.
Okay.
Let's fucking do this.
So, I'll say they get escorted out by security.
Yep.
Paul Heyman holding them back from going over the railing.
Yep.
So it's a nice little touch there. Vince calling it, it's just some local indie fed trying to get some
local promotion that has a little bit of a rabid fan base.
Mm-hmm. So it's a nice little touch there. But that's really the main thing to talk about from this match.
My favorite part is, I have no doubt Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman are tough. But as this match proved, the saying in the locker room for years were that these two particular guys wrestling are two of the guys that are not really opposed to maybe settling some things shit if need be. Hey.
Oh, no. Bradshaw's supposed to be one of the toughest guys in the locker room.
Salvio is known for being a little bit of a badass himself.
We saw Bradshaw hit his clothesline from hell, but was unable to hit all four. So, remember when I mentioned the end of the Austin Vega Caribbean Strap match from Beware a Dog?
Yep.
Yeah, we hit the same exact ending.
Oh, you mean the same as an ending of 99% of all strap matches you've seen?
Bradshaw hits one, Vega comes behind, hits 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. They get to where they're about to hit, Bradshaw's about to hit the fourth, they struggle. Bradshaw does something that causes Vega to fly past him. He headbutts the fourth turnbuckle for the win.
I'm pretty stiff headbutt, too. I will say that they did a really good spot where Bradshaw was almost touching. I mean, it was really good looking.
They did that well. The camera angle was good as well because it caught the far side, so you can't really see how close he is.
I honestly thought he did touch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the camera angle made sure that he didn't touch it, but I honestly think he did.
It was my second favorite JBL strap match of all time. So, not bad.
I kind of have an idea what your number one is.
Yeah.
So what's your star rating on this one as Savio Vega wins?
2. It was just... It's a thrown together match to highlight not only the ECW chaos, but just to pad out this show because... Holy fuck. I mean, you had to know Lothario and Cornette was not going long. So
I mean, the amount of stretching they have to do at the end of the show to reach 2 hours.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you something. But speaking of which, we get our video package for the build for Cornette and Lothario. Their training packages and whatnot. So nobody gives a fuck. And we get to that next match. James C. Cornette versus Jose Lothario. Cornette comes out with about as much padding as one of the Peter Jackson Hobbit movies.
Right.
I mean, goddamn, was he wearing 3 or 4 pillows on his ass?
Well, what I like is that they made sure to make Cornette fatter than he was. For some reason, this needed to be no, we need him fatter.
Well, he wasn't going to take any fucking bump. Are you kidding me? Do you remember what happened?
Yeah. Now, by the way, before you say anything, nothing is more jarring than 65-year-old Jose Lothario coming out to Sexy Boy.
Yeah.
Well, we have something before that happens.
Cheap pop.
There's some commotion in the back. And Joe, do my eyes deceive me? Or does that look like Big Daddy Cool Diesel and Razor Ramon beating somebody down in the back?
Oh, yeah. I believe that it's Big Daddy Cool Diesel and the bad guy, Razor Ramon, beating up Savio Vega.
Yeah, they leave Savio and take off running.
Right down. It's like his third match of the night. Savio can't catch a break.
Yeah. But that's Diesel and Razor Ramon. I thought you said they were...
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Was that not...
You say ketchup, I say ketchup.
Who was that then that was back there beating up Savio Vega?
I don't know. We didn't get a good look. We never saw faces.
But it looked like it was Razor and Diesel.
I think I'm going to need further proof.
Okay. JR doesn't need further proof. He has now been vindicated. He told us so. Everything is awesome. He is the greatest. He should have gotten the benefit of the doubt. Hell, Vince, you got the benefit of the doubt in your trial on Congress. That was beautiful.
That's a little bit of a stiff shot right there.
Cornette cuts his promo about how he's going to beat up Jose Lothario because he's a real man. And then Lothario comes out to Sexy Boy. No. And then, this is about as squashy as squash ever got.
8 to 10 punches, and that's your match.
He hits him with the right, picks him back up, hits him with the left, covers to the 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Jose Lothario, in 58 seconds.
Thank God it's a dud.
Hey, you don't even have to rate it.
The worst.
Lothario has a Sean contract.
No, I'm giving it a dud anyway.
It's a no matter what.
The worst part is, this feud is not over.
Fuck you say?
You'll find out.
So anyways,
hopefully they're having a very live match.
we go to the Superstars line because we got to promo the hotline. Remember, the winners and the losers of every match will be on. So, of course, the two people that remain on the phone right now are Mark Mero and Farouk, who aren't even on the goddamn pay-per-view.
Which I like. I like this scene only because the fact Mero is yelling into the phone, and Farouk is just listening.
Yeah, he's like, oh, thank you.
Doesn't even move his mouth. Sonny's talking, which they're side by side.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious to watch this. But hey, it got Sable and Sonny on my TV at the same time, which I can never be mad about.
True.
So far, and I don't have to watch Mero wrestle, so I guess.
So far, this is a wreck.
It gets better!
It better.
You know why?
Why?
Brian Pillman's here!
All right.
And he's no longer on crutches.
He doesn't call 911.
No.
We'll find that out pretty soon.
And we get a replay of Brett's comments from South Africa, how
Brett's 5-star
everybody's
promo.
His charisma-laden promo.
Hey,
oozing machismo.
that had as many cuts as Taken 3.
Didn't it? I mean, that thing was spliced to shit.
Yep.
And it was still dull.
Yes, it was. Pillman tells us exactly what basically people in Philadelphia are like. I've never heard anything different than what he said. And then Owen comes out.
Even people in Philly will say that.
This is true. And says Brett has officially handed over the title of Best There Is, Best There Was, Best There Ever Will Be.
He's getting old. He can't cut it anymore.
He can't. I mean, he's definitely. I mean, he was never as good to start with, anyways. So Owen, obviously, the best heart there is, and Owen, Brett accepts this now. But you know why he's not here? It's not that he fears Pillman or that he even fears Owen, even though Owen did beat him at WrestleMania 10. It's because he fears Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's true.
And that brings out Austin, who has now fully evolved into Stone Cold.
No, this is Stone Cold now, son.
He's got the jeans, he's got the vest, he's got the Stone Cold logo, he's got the goatee. Everything is on point. He is now fully Stone Cold.
He has evolved.
And then Austin talks about Bret Hart. And this is fucking gold. Corey, would you like to take this one?
If you put the letter S in front of Hitman, you've had my exact opinion of Bret Hart. The fact is, he can't cut it anymore.
What?
He reminds me of the gooey liquid that comes out of the backside of a monkey. Oh.
It's not so much that he's a chicken. He's the slimy substance that comes out of the back south end of a chicken.
That's what it was. That's the line. Thank you. He's chicken shit. That is just... again, this makes up for the entire first part of the pay-per-view.
It is pretty great. I mean, 3 great men in the ring at one time doing great things. This is top guys doing top things 20 years too early.
Yeah.
And with that, we get... we cut to a video package.
Of Mark Henry petting things.
Yeah.
He is touring the city of Philadelphia.
So he's petting statues and people's foreheads.
And bells and horses.
They're really not doing a good job of putting him over as somebody I want to fucking watch.
That being said, they never showed how many times he petted that cheesesteak.
Looks like he petted it quite a few times.
And that leads to our next match. The WWF Tag Team Championships are on the line, as Owen Hart and the British Bulldog take on the Smoking Guns with Sonny.
So we have 2 heel teams.
Yep.
Doc Hendricks is in the back in the trainer's room. And Cornette is still laid out from getting his ass kicked by Lothario. But Clarence Mason is there. And he's saying stuff. We can't hear exactly what he's saying.
I'm not surprised. You know how those guys operate. Those people.
What do you mean by those people?
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
what do you mean by those people?
Lawyers.
Oh, okay.
What you guys think I was talking about?
Trump America?
You racist fucks.
I'm thinking lawyers too.
You can't trust a lawyer for anything.
This is very true. You know who else you can't trust, I guess? Owen Hart and the British Bulldog with a giant picture of Sunny.
Yeah.
So Sunny does her thing where she drops down the big picture of herself, which is always a wonderful thing to see. And it has been defaced. And it says, to Owen and Bulldog, all my love, Sunny.
What I want to know is, where does Owen and Bulldog come in contact with this gigantic fuck? How during the course of the day do these two just come across this giant fucking Sunny
Because
poster?
even commentaries like, who did this? Oh, Bulldog and Owen did it. No, wait, they're saying they didn't do it.
I mean,
so who did it?
It's not like they were out there with a fucking jack of some sort, up in the fucking rafters painting a poster. Where is this thing lying around backstage? Where these two are like, hey, look what I found.
Like they have time in their day to do that.
Right.
You know what it is? They are the precursors to Degeneration X.
Degeneration A?
Yeah.
Degeneration A?
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 That makes sense. Owen was from Canada.
DA?
So we were about to get started with the match, and then Clarence Mason comes out. Distracts Owen enough that he gets rolled up for a 2 count. And nope, he's going to be filling in for Cornette, I guess, tonight.
Sure,
Okay,
tonight.
Sure. As for the match, it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Owen I love his chop block that he hits on Bart. I think it was fucking beautiful. And then both Owen and Bulldog do a really good job working that leg. Owen with a Boston Crab on Bart, then hits that Insiguri on Bart and gets 2. Match works along. Eventually, Billy gets the hot tag in. He's going House of Fire. When he jumps off of Bart for that flying clothesline in the corner, that always impressed me.
I thought Bart was a tad bit too far.
Yeah, he could have used a step in.
Yeah.
He had to really reach to hit that. But you know what? It wasn't bad. Then, eventually, they do hit the Sidewinder on Bulldog. Billy goes to cover for the 3, but Clarence Mason is up distracting the ref. Owen comes in, clocks Billy, Bulldog covers, but that only gets 2. Billy eventually tags into Bart. Bart and is working with Bulldog. Billy's on the ring apron talking to Sonny. Because, I'd be distracted by Sonny as well. And he's not paying attention when Bart runs into him. Bart then shoves Billy right into Bulldog, who hits the running power slam on Bart. Billy runs in, but eats a spin heel kick from Owen. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and the new tag team champions, Owen Hart and the British Bulldog.
Bow, 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 bow.
Start rating on this one. Do we have a start on this one?
Yeah. I was just waiting for the Owen music to start. I was enjoying it, actually. I like this tag match. I think it's pretty good. I give 2 3/4.
I feel that's a little low. I think I like this a little bit more. Again, I'm not going super high up on this.
Yeah.
I got a little bit higher. I had about 3.5. Again, Owen is absolutely on point in this fucking match.
Well, yeah. He's been on fire over the last couple of months we've watched him.
And the ending leaves enough questions that you can definitely do some stuff with it later on.
Yes.
So, no, I think this worked really well for what it needed to be. And also, again, I had very low expectations for this pay-per-view. I like a match. It's probably going to get a higher rating than it deserves. But still, good stuff. We then cut to the Boiler Room, where I assume Kevin Kelly, Mankind, and Paul Bearer are. I don't know. You can't fucking see them.
It's like pitch black.
Paul Bearer says it's the click that will cost Sean the title tonight. And then Mankind says some stuff that I can't really understand. Until he says, have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
And then we get to our next match. Jerry the King Lawler versus Mark Henry.
Oh, fuck.
I guess earlier in the day on Superstars, King had splashed some water on Mark Henry. And then he slapped Mark in the face at the free-for-all when they had like a debate or something like that.
Yeah.
Then King comes out, cuts a promo saying this is going to be basically Wrestling 101 for Mark Henry. Which is exactly what this is supposed to be, right?
Yes.
Mark Henry comes out wearing the most American outfit ever.
Yikes.
This thing was a nightmare.
All the way to the white stripes of the flag working as one of the shoulder straps. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to be. That was horrible. Mark press slams King. Then he helps King do a tope suicida to the outside. King uses the loaded fist, but it doesn't do anything. Eventually, Mark wins with using a Canadian backbreaker.
Something's got to work, right?
Not an American backbreaker, a Canadian backbreaker. King submits, your winner, Mark Henry. Star rating.
A star.
A star.
This is pretty bad.
This
was a guy who is not in any way, shape, or form ready to be in the ring yet.
It's bad when it's a match where you're amazed the fact that he can do a reverse wrist lock.
Yeah.
But though, after the match, outruns Leif Cassidy?
What?
Well,
To jump Mark Henry, and that doesn't do anything. Then out comes Joe's tag team partner, Marty Jannetty.
Nope.
And that's exactly what happens. Nothing.
No,
He's
not my
tossed
tag
out.
team. We're not. No.
You won a Slammy together.
No, we did not.
Or not Slammy, sorry, No Selly.
No, we did not.
Wasn't that on the No Sell Awards? That's available here on NoSellEntertainment.com?
I seem to remember that.
No. He won something for some dipshit award, so...
Yeah, he won an award with a dipshit. That's what I remember.
No.
That's
No.
And then Hunter Hearst Helmsley comes out.
We finally see Hunter Helmsley.
He's on the pay-per-view. He does the most damage of anybody on the night to Mark Henry.
Well, I mean...
And then gets press slammed onto the new and improved rockers. Yay.
Pretty bad.
Then we get commentary talking about the next In Your House, which is coming to us in October.
Yes.
And it's going to be called Buried Alive. Because there's going to be a Buried Alive match between The Undertaker and Mankind.
So this upcoming match, we give zero fucks about.
It didn't help.
There's really no reason to.
Yeah. They aren't promoting the match.
By the way, this is going to be the first unsanctioned match in WWF history, according to Vince.
Yeah? No? Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, nice. So, we have that going for us, which is nice. Then we got this promo video for Goldust and Undertaker. And I don't know if it was just me, but did you guys feel like this entire thing was put on fast forward?
Yes.
Yep.
Like this footage, even
well, up until the time the match had to start.
even the voiceover work felt like it was fast forwarded. It was weird. Then we're gonna get our match. Final curtain match as Goldust with Marlena takes on The Undertaker. What is a final curtain match exactly?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Allow me to explain. It's a match where somebody has to win by pinfall.
Oh. Like a normal match?
And there's no submission. There's no count out. It's solely, there must be a winner by pinfall. This makes no goddamn sense why this is a special stipulation.
It's almost like they didn't even bother to think about this.
Yeah, you think. Taker strikes before the bell and our match gets started.
Is it me or did Goldust look like he's put on about 20
Oh,
pounds?
yes. Oh, yes.
About to say, that knee injury did not help his work level in the gym, did it?
It did not. He's looking pretty rough.
It looked like he got a guaranteed contract and then he just gave up.
This is him not... I mean, his hair's even growing out. This is Goldust not giving a fuck about anything.
He did hit that nice swinging neck breaker on Taker, but he just immediately sits up. Then Taker hits old school. Goldust goes to the outside at one point. Taker's in the ring. Marlena gets up on the apron after dropping her purse down to Goldust. where inside of it is literally gold dust.
Yes.
Marlene gets on the apron. Taker grabs her by the arms. He just like deadlifts her up in the air. She just starts shaking. It's like, all right, hands off the women. Taker turns around to a face full of golden dust, right to the eyes, which allows Goldust to take advantage. It is a really physical match.
It is.
And they do a good job of that in comparison to like the first time we ever saw them.
Is it physical when Goldust hits a 5-second power slam on Undertaker? Because it's the slowest power slam that I've ever seen.
It's not the worst one I've ever seen, but it is about the slowest one I've ever seen. This is true. But he gets 2 out of it. Taker then chokeslams Goldust off the top turnbuckle.
That was a sloppy.
It wasn't pretty, but
because Goldust lands on his feet first, and then he falls back.
Right.
He didn't want to take the bump.
It was pretty bad.
Eventually, tombstone pile driver for the 1, 2, 3. Your winner, The Undertaker.
Did Goldust have any chance?
Nope.
Especially when they show the promo for the upcoming Taker match at the next pay-per-view.
So, star rating on this one.
I mean, I tried so hard to like this match. I'll go 2.5.
And that's being nice.
Yeah, it did not resonate with me at all.
Again, I have this a bit higher than you. In hindsight, and with talking to you guys, I will admit I've come down a little bit on it, but I'm still going to stick at 3 stars.
Yeah.
Because again, I love the more physical match that these guys can have that they showed here compared to what I saw from the beginning. And again, no expectation whatsoever going into this pay-per-view of anything being good. So, I will give it that. But I understand also where you guys are coming from. But no time to delay here. We got to cut back to another promo with Kevin Kelly and Shawn fucking Michaels.
There you go.
And Shawn is a bit nervous about this match.
He does a pretty good job of, yeah.
I don't think he's ever been. He said he's never been this nervous since WrestleMania. And luckily, the mind games of Mankind cannot work on him because between the ears, nothing.
Yeah.
He literally he's not much of a thinker.
So he's calling himself dumb.
Yes. He also has no plan for the match itself because it's not his style. He's just going to go out and do things. And he'll win because he's Shawn fucking Michaels. But, no plan whatsoever going into this.
Like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Which is great when you're going in with a psycho like Mankind. Who probably doesn't know what the hell he's doing going into it, so that's fine. We get Mankind's music, and the Druids come out with a casket.
Is this a casket match?
No, it is not. And Paul Bearer is falling behind the casket. The casket gets wheeled down to ringside. Nice wooden casket, too. Really sturdy looking. He opens up the casket, and there's Mankind, who trips over HBK's pyro getting into the ring.
Yeah, there he goes.
He has to actually go and fix it. Then, which is not bad. That's a fun way of bringing him out there through the casket.
I like it.
Kind of poking fun again at Taker.
It's more of one of the iconic scenes they have with him, with Mankind coming up out of the casket.
This is very true. So our final match of the night, main event time, WWF title on the line as Shawn fucking Michaels with Jose Lothario takes on Mankind with Paul Bearer. Mankind out to a really fast start in this match. Lariat sends both men to the outside. Mankind starts pulling up the mat over the concrete right away. Mm-hmm. He wants to do some damage there. So Shawn Michaels drop kicks him through the fucking mat, starts stomping onto the top of the mat.
This is serious HBK.
Oh, yeah.
HBK then goes up to the second turnbuckle, turns around on a crossbody to Mankind, gets him right on the edge of the cement. Mm-hmm. Then goes up and does like a running clothesline, and the way Mankind falls, the back of his head hits right off the cement.
Yeah.
That was a nasty thud. Shaw's going to try to end this thing early. Rolls Mankind back in, goes up top, drop the elbow, starts tuning up the band, but Mankind just fucking bolts right out of the ring.
Yep.
That's smart. That's fucking smart. Then this just turns into a Pier 6 brawl. And the moment that it really gets nasty, Mankind sends Shawn to the opposite corner on Irish Whip. Shawn gets up to do a springboard off the ropes. He turns around. Mankind's not there. He's back in the other corner still. And Shawn looks pissed.
Shawn runs at him and yells, "Come on!"
And just starts beating the shit out of Mankind.
Yep.
So...
Uh-oh.
Did we get another blown spot in a Shawn match?
Yes and no.
Please do tell.
Well, yes, it's a blown spot to you, but it was a planned spot by them to capitalize on the fact that there have been blown spots before that Shawn has, in fact, gotten pissed about.
That's a brilliant way of bringing that around into the story.
It is. It was really well thought out.
And I thought it helped it.
Oh, it did. Mm-hmm. It probably made it look real.
The brawl goes outside. And in my second least favorite spot of the night, Shawn suplexes Mankind. And Mankind's leg bounces off the steel steps.
Doinks.
It's nasty looking.
Oh.
How could he put himself through that little, just seeing that? Like, oh, God, that must hurt.
He's one dedicated man to his craft.
I would say so. It's just, never want to see that again. But Shawn does well with this. Really starts working that knee with some knee bars and holds and stuff like that. Slaps the fucking ref.
Yeah.
Should have probably got DQ'd, but oh well.
I like the fact he slaps the ref and Vince defends that.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what the fuck?
Because I want him. I mean, he's my champion.
And then, one of the most underutilized moves in all of wrestling, despite, I think the only person I really see ever use it constantly is Tanahashi. The Dragon Screw Leg Whip. Love Dragon Screw Leg Whips. They make sense. And then Shawn slaps on the figure four. I think he even wooed at one point. Then he goes for a half crab. Again, the psychology continuing to work the knee. I like this. But Mankind eventually breaks and he gets away from Shawn. And he rolls towards the outside and he's sitting on the apron. And he calls over to Paul. And he has Paul hand him like a wooden dowel or a pencil or something like that. I'm like, what the fuck is he going to do? He starts stabbing himself in the fucking leg. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Gotta get filling back in that leg.
Son of a bitch. Then one of my favorite moves for Mankind is that Stampede knee strike in the corner. Absolutely beautiful. But Shawn pulling a page out of the old book with the teardrop suplex. Mm-hmm. Mankind then gets Shawn in the Tree of Woe. And he has that diving double axe handle down to the head that he hits a couple of times.
3 times to be exact.
Oh, was it 3 times?
Yeah, it was brutal looking.
Oh, I love his offense. Shawn then with a power slam, that gets 2. Then, in my least favorite spot of the night, Mankind gets Irish whipped so hard towards the ropes that he flips over the ropes, his head getting caught between the ropes. You lost a damn ear doing that.
But this is one of those iconic images in this match, though, because as he's in the rope, he slaps the mandible claw on Shawn.
It's, again, I get the iconic part. I just don't like watching that spot.
I don't either, but it's Mick Foley playing the role of Mankind, and he would do anything to get the match over. And by doing a spot that he used to do with Vader, he'll do with Shawn, even though it is more safer in the WWF at the time than
compared to what they were using in any other federation.
Yeah.
Much. I mean, it's actual ropes instead of the steel wire.
Yeah.
Steel cables. They go to the outside. The ref's distracted by Paul Bearer. Mankind goes to punch Shawn, but he uses a chair to defend it. Then he hits Mankind in the back of that same knee with the chair, and then hits him again in the hand.
This is where the psychology for me. I love this psychology
where he starts working the hand.
Yeah.
So
he just felt the effects. And he doesn't want that mandible claw again.
And it is his main weapon. It's the way he finishes matches. take that away. Mm-hmm. And he just, oh my God, the hand offense here is brilliant. He works it for like 5 minutes.
Oh, he's stomping on it. He takes the wrapping off of it.
He's pulling them. He's gouging.
He's doing the Marty Skrull, pulling the fingers. I mean, he's all over the place on this hand.
Eventually, they work their way to the outside. And at one point, Mankind had moved the Mexican announcing desk, the Spanish announce desk, adjacent and a kind of perpendicular to the ring at like a 45-degree angle. They're climbing they're on the top turnbuckle. Well, Sean's kind of straddling the top turnbuckle. Mankind's climbing up the outside. He goes to back suplex Sean off the turnbuckle to that table. Sean rotates it into a cross body as they fly through the table. That was a beautiful spot.
I think that spot could have ended badly because they still had the...
they didn't clear off the table.
They didn't clear it off.
Well, this is the days before you cleared off the table.
Yeah, but it's just one of those what-if moments. If they landed wrong and the TV monitor flew into like Michael's face as he's falling.
It could have been bad.
There was a point before that I forgot to bring up. Mankind sent Sean to the outside on a back body drop over the top rope to the other side. Then hit that running elbow off the apron. Then hit a swinging neckbreaker on the fucking concrete. Mm-hmm. This was just... It's... You know what? The more I talk about this match, the more I think I'm getting exactly what you're talking about. Mankind with a double arm DDT.
Mm-hmm. Dirty deeds.
Yeah, gets the 2 count off that. Stump puller.
Didn't have to struggle to put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stump puller, the pile driver gets 2. Sean then with a flying crossbody off the top, that gets 2. This is then when that table spot happened. Yes. I had missed the 2 of my notes here. I apologize. Mankind then climbs, has brought Sean back in and done some more offense. He goes back outside, grabs that chair. He had thrown a couple chairs in the ring earlier. One was still in. And he climbs up to the top turnbuckle. Sean, back to his wits, notices that one of the chairs is set up in front of that turnbuckle. Runs... uses that first setup chair as a jumping point to jump up and super kick the chair back into Mankind's face. That's a hell of a good looking spot.
It's ridiculous.
That's a better martial arts spot than I have ever seen from Glacier. That being said, that only gets 2. And then... Fuck, here comes Vader.
Bullshit.
A little late on the fucking interference, too. Sean had to get up and meet him at the goddamn ropes.
He takes Vader out. Paul then comes behind and cracks Sean over the head with the urn. Then Sid comes out and attacks Vader.
To a monster pop.
But not monster punches.
No.
Mankind's gonna put Shawn Michaels down
because Paul Bearer.
Yeah, I talked about it. He hit him with the urn. He's gonna roll Sean. Mankind's now gonna roll Sean into the casket. He's getting almost all the way there. Paul goes to open up the casket. Taker, who comes in and chases both Mankind and Paul to the back. What's your star rating on this one?
4.5, and I have to be honest, it was 4 3/4, flirting with 5. If it would have had a definitive finish,
the end just.
I'm not gonna lie. It was gonna be 5 for me. But
I mean, this thing
was Sid and Vader coming down just ruined the ending. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Why are you doing this?
I will admit, initial viewing, I did not have it that high. No, again, it's easily the match of the night before we even get to the award show.
Yeah.
I had it at 4.5, and I had that screwy ending bringing it down to 4.25. Mm-hmm. That being said, even talking about it again and going through it again in my head, I'm still not saying 5 stars.
That's fine.
But I will agree that even with the screwy finish, 4.5 makes sense.
The work, the psychology, the spots.
And because you know how much I love focusing on a spot and having that be a ring psychology of that.
And you can just see
the hand spot. Just playing that over again in my head.
He started with the leg, hitting it off the suplex off the
rope,
steps. and then he went to figure 4, and then he felt what the mandible claw felt like, so he's like, fuck that, I will now attack the hand.
That's, 4.5.
You can just see that Sean was like, oh, I've got something to sink my teeth into finally. Yeah. Like, all these months of just kind of fucking around. Not to say the matches with Bulldog weren't good. They were.
Yeah.
Vader match was okay at SummerSlam. We had the great, the Brett match at Mania is, of course, it's a classic, and the Diesel match. But you can just tell, like, Sean's got something to sink his teeth into.
Very much so.
And, oh, man, this is so good.
So, we get a little review of the Reign of the Night win, and that's it for our show. At an hour and 55 minutes. And they had to stretch that review to be like 10 minutes to even fill that time frame.
Oh, yeah.
So, that being said, gentlemen, before we get to the award show, we got to talk about the pay-per-view as a whole and whether or not this was $20 or $30 for
$19.99.
$19.99. So $20. Would you buy Mind Games?
I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this considering that is one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. No. This card is weak as fuck.
Joe?
No. As Corey said, it's weak as fuck, but there was no...
I would have found a way to get that match on tape.
Yeah, I would have found a way too. But there was no oomph to it. There was no pub for it. It was just, hey guys, main event, Shawn versus Mankind. What are the matches you got? We're going to throw Gold Dust against Taker. Again.
Oh, and 2 managers are fighting.
So here's the thing, guys. At $20, again, probably not $1 more, I would buy this pay-per-view.
Really?
For 3 reasons.
Okay.
The main event, the tag team title match, and the Pillman-Owen-Austin promo.
But you would have known that.
But we didn't know they were going to have a promo.
Yeah, we did.
Well,
remember, Pillman said that they were going to be there.
But you didn't know Austin was going to be there.
After the promo at the last Raw, I kind of had a hunch he would be because he said he would.
But then, and as like the last Raw we just watched, that tag match was just thrown together.
Yes. I'll say. But the thing is, I had enough faith in Owen and Bulldog, I would consider it. And again, Taker mark as I am, I'd probably be okay with seeing that. I would hope for a better thing than what we got.
Here's another reason I wouldn't. And it's because I go into these with the mindset I had back then when it was me and my buddies and we're high school, we don't have a lot of money. You're going to pick one or the other. And I would have gotten Fall Brawl that
Oh, duh, yeah. If you have to choose between one of the two, it's not even close. Fall Brawl was a vastly more important pay-per-view.
Yeah. But, I can't put over enough how much I love this main event, though. So.
Yeah. I think at $20, I would still get this one. As for people who actually paid money to see this, well, not a lot. More than last time there was an In Your House, though, as Mind Games had a buy rate of 0.48.
I'll filibuster for a minute. I want you to find, what was the Fall Brawl one again?
Fall Brawl, you have to give me a minute. Let me give you SummerSlam really quick. 0.58.
So, it did what I figured it would do.
Filibuster for a little bit here while I try to find WCW.
Yeah. Okay, so, I'm just going to go back to what I am passionate about on this, and that's that fucking main event. The psychology, the work.
So fucking good.
Mankind proving that he is so much more than people thought he was.
And he's still getting paid
per night? He's not even, on contract yet.
Still. Come on.
Yeah.
You put him... He's still not on contract, but you have him face Taker first thing, and then what do you do from Taker? The heavyweight champion. Come on.
Luckily, that's rectified in the next month.
Yeah?
Yeah, but...
Fall Brawl did a 0.65.
Oh, okay.
So it did considerably better, but neither
Yes,
did
it
a
did.
huge number.
I
Fall Brawl
thought
definitely.
it was going to be closer together, to be honest. So, okay.
Nearly a 0.2 difference there. Yeah. So that's kind of a big deal. And again, in the ratings, it hasn't been even close on television.
No.
So, with that being said, award show time.
He just doesn't have what it takes anymore.
Put the S in front of it, man. You know my exact opinions about Brett.
Yeah.
So, let's just get this out of the way. Match of the night was the main event.
Yes.
Worst match of the night was the Lothario Cornette thing. MVP of the night.
I'm gonna say Mankind. I mean, that the shit that man took.
I'm kind of 100% in agreement here.
Yeah.
All the way around. I was
again.
It was between Sean or
Yeah.
I was about to say, not just for Shawn Michaels and what he did tonight.
Because
He
Sean
did a
took
great
some
job.
risks and bumps too, but my fucking Mankind. Foley was out to prove he belonged there. He was
Or
working for that
die
contract.
trying.
He was working for a contract.
He's get pay or die trying time. Moadib of the night. Now, Moadib obviously not here tonight. Who is the Moadib of the night? You've got a lot of people that you could choose from here.
Oh, it's not even close to me.
Oh, I got mine.
Okay, Joe?
Mine is Savio Vega.
The man did a lot of work.
The whipping post.
He had a match against Marty Jannetty.
Yes.
Then he has to do another match against Bradshaw, which is the goddamn almost exact same match as Austin. And then he gets whooped by maybe Razor and Diesel in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So he's had 3 matches all night.
None of them have gone well. Well, the first one did.
strap match, but
Yeah. Well, actually,
he's undefeated.
Yeah.
He's undefeated in the strap match.
This is true.
That's a given.
So, Corey, who's your Moadib?
Vince McMahon, Pat Patterson, and Doc Hendricks.
Okay.
The creative team at the time.
Ah.
Who couldn't be bothered to put Sid, Vader, Mero, Farouk, Austin, Triple H. You have a pay-per-view that's screaming for depth, and you don't have 6 guys who can go. None of them are on your show. So
Fuck.
But they're on the dark matches. It's important to have them in the building, just not for people are paying for. This card needed
Help.
2 of those guys on
Yeah,
it
it did.
badly. I don't care which 2 you put.
So, as for my Moadib of the night, this is going to, I believe, bring a warmth to Joe's heart. Mr. Rock till you drop, Rock never stop, Marty Jannetty
Oh, wow.
loses to Savio on the pre-show and can't even get a lick of offense in when he tries to run in on Mark fucking Henry. Leaf Cassidy and Triple H got more offense in than you, and Triple H technically doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
The fuck, man. So for that, Moadib for you, sir.
Come back 1 year.
So, Joseph Lessel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're ready for this.
Oh, I am.
You should be, because I ask you this every time we do one of these. What the fuck?
My what the fuck goes to Corey. You just stole my what the fuck of WWF having 6 guys on your pre-show that you could have had any of those guys in a match on the card.
It would have helped.
But you didn't. So Corey, what the fuck?
Well, my what the fuck is... I'm going to go against Jeff here. That final curtain, man. How many times are we going to put those 2 against each other on a pay-per-view before you're like, okay, I get it. It should work. They're good workers. But these 2 it ain't happening.
And isn't it Taker, is he like 2-1 or 3-0? Like the 2-1 is because Mankind got involved?
Yeah, the casket match in your house.
It's like, it's some guys, even though they're talented as fuck, just don't have chemistry.
This is true.
It's what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this one to me is just hammered home because the talent roster is so shallow that 4 different times this year they've been put together on pay per view.
Yeah, they just didn't have the best. They tried,
and
they got better. They got better the last couple times.
Maybe Taker has, but
Goldust has
Goldie got
regressed.
fatter.
Yeah, he's regressed.
But yeah, it's not working.
Goldie hadn't been the same since that knee injury. Good friends, better enemies.
Yeah, this is true. Well, Taker hopefully will have more chemistry with Mankind next time around.
Oh.
So that leads me to my what the fuck. And for my what the fuck, I go to the costuming department of WWF.
Okay.
What the fuck was that American flag atrocity you put on Mark Henry? My God! My God.
Wait a minute, we're watching a company where Farouk walks around in what he's wearing, and you're singling out Mark Henry's apparel as something that is egregious.
A possibly worse attire.
Wow.
Did you not see the white stripes over the shoulder thing that King gets caught in?
I saw it, but Farouk is wearing a mini skirt and an egg on his head.
That's true.
And he's wearing the egg to look younger.
Right?
Excuse me. My what the fuck goes to the WWF costuming department. What the fuck type of drugs have you been on for the last 6 months?
Right?
What the hell is going on here? And I've seen the designs you were going to put up for Mankind. Don't think I haven't seen those.
Let's talk about Mankind for a minute. He makes it work, but shit brown head to toe?
Yes.
Really?
But did you see those concept designs from before?
We've seen them. They're horror. They're horrible.
Oh my God.
And it gets worse in a couple months.
It can get worse?
It does. The costume, yes. Absolutely.
I'm trying to remember which one we were talking about.
Well, there's a couple debuts at Survivor Series. And they're both shockingly abysmal in terms of apparel and look.
Oh, yeah, that young upstarter.
Yeah, that blue chipper coming in.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that was fun. And that gives us a wrap on the pay-per-view War Stories. Now, Monday Night War Stories should be coming up fairly shortly. Should they not be erased by certain people.
Wow, the voice of a generation throwing shade.
A computer.
I prefer to think that just the Cloud wanted a new podcast.
And the Cloud got a new one.
And it's in the ethos.
To be fair, the first one I don't think really was that good. Just personal opinion.
The first one?
No, the one that yeah.
I don't know. I think we went really in depth on the pay-per-view.
Yes, and on Raw as well. But
really in depth on Raw.
But that being said, Monday Night War Stories coming up this week. The NWO having a field day with WCW.
That's putting it mildly.
As 70% of the rosters in a foreign country. And then, okay, Raw. Here's what we're going to give you. You're live on the same night that WCW does not have the majority of their stars on hand. Literally handing it to you after a pay-per-view. Do something with it.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
I think that they purposely did this whole NWO takeover thing on this particular night because it was live.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like it was helping WF, but in reality, this was not.
No, it is not.
Oh, you're going to be live again. Well, fuck. Here's what we're going to do.
So look forward to that here on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, and NoCellEntertainment.com. You can also check us out on Twitter at NoCellEnt, Instagram at NoCellEnt, Snapchat NoCellPodcast, Facebook.com/NoCellEntertainment. Oh, wait, no, that's right. We changed that one to contact us at NoCellEntertainment.com. You can find all of this on our contact us page at NoCellEntertainment.com. You can also follow us individually on the Twitter. Joseph Russell.
At the Dasheen.
Okay. Corey.
That kayfabe guy.
And you can follow me on Twitter at the Mac, THEMAACK. And with that being said, for producer Sen, for Dashing Joseph Wessel, for the Human Wrestling Database Corey Mack, for whoever made the tights for Rick Rude,
Yeah.
I am the Onitoshi Jeff Mack. Good night.